Trying it again. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, I see one person join. If you can hear me, just hit the like button or put a comment. Just let me know that you can hear me. All right. Matter of fact, I'll do this to share this with you. Like I said, I was taking Ava to school, and then I got stuck on the back road. So I just parked, and I was going to kind of give this to you. But this morning I was reading this book, and a term popped up, and that term was cockatrice. And I had never seen that term before. I know about the Leviathan spirit, I know about dragons, but I did not know about the cockatrice. So as I began to read, I was like, well, let me go and study and figure out what this is. And as I began to study the word cockatrice, I found out that um I found out that first of all, that nowadays in the newer translations of the scriptures, these writers are not including that word in the Bible. So if you go back to the King James, that's where you'll see it. You'll see it in the older translations, and so a lot of times when we look at Greek mythology or Roman mythology and as a whole, a lot of times you'll see where these spirits, of course, I mean these things, or these, I guess, these gods and things of that nature, a lot of times these, I guess you would say, these animals or these different characters, a lot of times they are what these other cultures will worship. And so just like Zeus is attributed to a spiritual um adversary of ours. When you look at the characteristics and the traits of Zeus, you'll see a correlation in the spiritual. So as I was looking at the cockatrice, I started to learn more about where it derived from. And so if you go back to mythology, it was a snake. And so in the Bible, it is a snake. But this snake was actually hatched. It was hatched from eggs, right? If you read a little bit more, you'll find that the objective of this snake was to kill humans. It was to kill. So okay, as I'm reading this, I'm saying, okay, so the spirit of this thing, the spirit of this snake is to kill humans, kill the spirit of humans. So then I go a little bit further, and I find that not only was this snake supposed to kill humans, but it was also supposed to kill humans um, by the venom or the poison, but also by a look and a smell. So this snake had a specific look, or different looks or different smells that would kill people. And so as I began to study, I actually thought about how, as a singer, or anytime that I do anything, God knows that a face will kill me. A face will stop me. If you could give me a look, you can pretty much used to be. You could pretty much get me to do what you need me to do based on your look. And let me explain what I'm talking about. There was a woman in my church, and um, she had a look. And if she gave you that look, that would let you know what was going on. And so if she wanted you to shut up, she'd give you that look. If she wanted you to go on and sit down, she would give you that look. And if she gave me the look, I would stop. And there are many times that I have been guilty and I had to repent, even in my preaching, because this woman would give me a look. And I would have to learn how to ignore her, because her look would make me sit down and not give the word to the people. And so as I began to think about that, I began to, and here's the funny thing about this. Last night I read the story of blind Bartimaeus. And as I began to read that script, that passage, what stood out to me, and I wrote it in my journal, but what stood out to me was when blind Bartimaeus knew that Jesus was coming near, blind Bartimaeus started crying, but he didn't just cry, he cried aloud. He was asking God, he was asking Jesus, please, please. He was really trying to get Jesus's attention. And he was, the objective was to get healing, to be fixed by Jesus. But the people who were around him were trying to tell him, hey, you need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. It's best for you to shut up. And so I started looking up, be quiet, right? Because that's what they were trying to do. They were telling him, be quiet. So I clicked on be quiet. And what I saw was that word meant to calm, to be silent, to stop movement, right? And so I started thinking this morning when I read this thing about the cockatrice, how sometimes we allow people that are around us to affect how we move forward, to affect what we do. And so I want to say this morning that we got to be careful how things look. We got to be careful the looks that and how the looks affect us. We cannot allow how things look and how people look at us, how people try to kill our spirit. We can't allow that to stop our progress. I remember last year, somebody told me, they said, you know, your progress really ain't that much. I don't really see your progress like that. And that affected me. There was a period in time where I told y'all, I said, I need a little break for a minute. But really, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was because I had people in my ear telling me this stuff you doing, it ain't yielding nothing. I don't see the effects of what you're doing. And so I want to encourage you, because the enemy knows exactly what to do. The enemy knows exactly what to say. The enemy knows exactly how to look at you to stop you in your tracks. And I want to encourage you this morning to not allow what you see nor what you hear. And now we know even what you smell to affect your progress and where you're going, how you're moving, right? It can affect how you read your word. I had somebody tell me it's too much. What you doing is too much. All you want to do is read the word. All you want to do is pray. You got to be balanced. And that affected me even more, because now I'm trying to not give God as much time as I'm accustomed to. So we got to be careful how we allow people in our space to kill our spirit and to kill our desire for the Lord, the things of the Lord. That cockatrice spirit. So I come against the cockatrice spirit, that spirit that knows just how to look, a mean spirit. A spirit that will kill you based on looks, how they'll look at you and make you second guess who you are. That look that will make you second guess what you have in the inside of you. We come against that spirit this morning. We come against that spirit that makes us think that it don't take all of that, or spirituality is not that deep. We come against that spirit that comes against what we know already, what we have already been taught, the foundational things. We come against that spirit. That's what I wanted to share with you this morning. We come against every spirit, every mean and wicked spirit that is trying to tear down what God is trying to do. There are spirits that will try to that will see progress, will see a perfectly good thing, but still try to tear it down. To still try to cancel out the good stuff that's happening. We come against that. We come against a spirit that wants to break unity apart. I was reading something else. I was reading 15. That's where we're gonna be at tonight, I believe. Romans 15. And it was talking about, did I bring it? Romans, actually, it was Romans 14 and 19. It talks about how we should pursue, let us pursue the things which make for peace and the things by which one may edify another. There's another part of that. I don't think I wrote it down, but it talks about how we are together. There's a togetherness that the cockatrice spirit wants to stop, because if it can stop you, then it'll stop you from connecting with those like-minded individuals who need you. You know, when you look at um a magnet has two ends. But when you get it connected with the right end, there's a charge that happens to make the two stick. And that's what the enemy tries to sabotage. He tries to sabotage our ability to connect with those like-minded individuals who's going to create a charge in the earth, a charge in the a charge in the kingdom. That's what the enemy wants to do. That magnetic force that magnets have, that attraction. The enemy wants to kill the attraction of the saints so that our force in the kingdom is non-effective. So we come against that cockatrice spirit this morning, and that's all I got for you. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Allow this day to be great, but more importantly, come against that cockatrice spirit that's trying to muzzle your mouth in this season. Love y'all.